Need for Speed Unbound Speed Race gameplay. We got a 3-minute plus trailer here to check out the game. So let's do that. You might remember this clip from before, but they finally released the full game. So we're gonna meet up before the event, buy-in with rewards. Kinda like that, you know, just rather than just giving you money for winning, you gotta put some money on the line too. So there we get the opening cutscene. Looking decent. Okay, they were talking about like perfect starts, and I think you just immediately saw that he didn't go for it even. But I gotta say, the game looks good. I swear, like if the characters would look better, I think I would have nothing bad to say about the graphics in this game. I hope I can just turn off the wings. Like that's like the one effect that I really disagree with. I wanted to see more gameplay and less jump cuts, man. I'm gonna look into that in detail afterwards, just to see what's all on the screen here. There's the betting system. And definitely looks like Chicago. Call back to Need for Speed The Run. That is definitely that action camera again. The way it like zooms in and out all the time. What I find interesting is that like it doesn't drift all the time. Like he only drifts some of the time. Now it looks like it can definitely hit the train. But can we stop it? I think the entire trailer just features A$AP Rocky's car. Drafting is going on. I'm gonna get moss for that. Usual stuff. Interface still heavily reminds me of the Grid series. It's not a bad look for an interface, honestly. No chance in hell I'm gonna be able to hit any of the pedestrians, but it makes the city look more alive for sure. Jumps off the drawbridges. Massive slowdown on the drifting though. You know, maybe we have like intermediate solution. Like you can brake to drift, but it's gonna cost you a lot of speed. And you might want to avoid it to get faster lap times. That would be my preferred way of doing things. Like you can do brake to drift, but it's gonna be really slow, and you're gonna be faster if you don't brake to drift. Okay, let's dissect this trailer some more. Let's see what we missed. So I guess this time around, then we're not gonna have a story mode where, you know, a cop is trying to kill us. That's probably not gonna happen this time. So on the top you can see money for online and offline. So let's take a look here. Speed Race, a Lakeshore classic. Test out your ride on some straights. Put the pedal to the metal and get some real speed. Let's go. Okay, so that's a circuit race. I see no indication if it's more than one lap or not. At least not now, maybe in the race. Okay, so here's the thing. Buy in 2,250, which means you need to get at least 5th place to get your money back. Oh yeah, it's actually indicated here. Get 6th, 7th, or 8th, you're actually gonna lose money. Wait, let's do the math. This times 8, right? Like everyone buys in for 2,000. That would be 16,000, 18,000 in total. 6, 11. There's more money here, isn't there? Like that is 12,000, 16,500. There's more money available than the buy-in is. Where's the rest of the money coming from? Quick maths, man. Like there has to be some sponsors or people like throwing money into the race, because if 8 people buy in, there's more money to be rewarded here. Alright, that was an A-class event. A nice preview of your car. I gotta say, I still like the style of the game. What I don't like is how the characters look. Like, that just breaks the immersion for me. If you like the comic style characters, I don't get it. I don't get that choice. The rest of the game looks great, I just don't like the way the characters look. It is a lapped race, okay, so that's what I was wondering about earlier. It is 2 laps. So drafting and oncoming gives you NOS. Oh yeah, that was actually something I wanted to show you. This is the perfect start range. If you hold your RPM, or like I like to do it, like full RPM and then let the needle drop right before the race start to get a perfect race start. That's what I'm looking for, a perfect start here. Really like the perfect start is coming back. It's kind of interesting like how the car handles off-road. Like it seems a little bit wobbly, especially on the landing here. So one thing that I've already noticed in the past is a little bit of air steering available. Look at the jump and then he goes to the left, just ever so slightly. It was more obvious in a previous gameplay bit that we saw, but there was air steering. I wanna see the menus and I wanna see what we can see. Drift events. Take it sideways and battle it out to settle who's the master of drift. Rack up the longest drift time to gain the highest score. Is this really just about drift timing? Because I would have guessed that we are gonna get like points for a certain angle and drift again. So there's a specific amount of heat game, obviously the class of the event, like B cars. And once again, 4 people buying with 4,000, 16,000. The first 2 places already cover more than the buy-in is. Low risk, I mean, just don't get last, I guess. So, drift events, street race, endurance. I need an A card that he doesn't have. Test of grit and determination, stay on the track, don't mess up, and make it to the end. Looks good though. I think so far, so good. There's a speed races, skyline sprint. That looks really fast. Like, you want to have a top speed car for this one. Same thing here. I think it's low risk because only the last place will lose you money. I think that's an event selection, or it's already like a planned week, but I think it's a race selection. Big money. Ah, okay, so here it is. So you lose money already if you're 5th. So, see, I see it, because more money is like put into the front places. But yeah, 8 times 12 is 96, and that is way more than 96. So there's definitely some extra money in play here, wherever it's coming from. A race through the sharp corners and narrow streets of Lakeshore City and suburbs. Let's give the people something to talk about. Okay, so that's your car selection. Obviously, you have the S car, you see. Okay, you know what I don't like? You can overpower your opponents. Like, it doesn't matter if you play on easy, medium, or hard. Like, you could enter the event with a car that is seriously stronger than your opponents. I much preferred the idea of your opponents always have the same performance rating as your car, right? You upgrade your car, your opponents get upgraded accordingly. So it stays an even competition. Because if you have it like this, you can always over-upgrade your car and just always win. And then you can play on the hard difficulty, say, hey, I played on hard. But you also, like, severely overpower the opponents. Okay, this is more interesting. So here's our tier. Plus, handling has a slider between grip and drift. So here's the thing. I really hope when I pull this slider all the way to grip that is the fastest setup for the car. That's what I want. I don't want to drift around the corners. I want to kill brake to drift entirely. I just want to put the handling slider all the way up to grip. And then I'm just going to be amazingly grippy and faster. The fastest possible way to go around the track. That's what I want. So, traction. You can basically, okay, set up, it's very simplified, and I like that, because it was a bit weird having like a million parts to swap around for, do I want to be drifty? Do I want to be drifty on-road? Do I want to be grippy on-road, off-road? It was very specific in the last game. I'm not sure that's really necessary. So maybe simplification in this regard will be good. At the very least, I'm not gonna miss the way he made it so super complicated. Because I don't think it matters. Not in a game like Need for Speed. Ah yeah, and those are... Ooh. Those challenge racer for the chance to win extra cash. So then you basically just need to finish in front of whoever you pick. This looks like armor, man. I'm just waiting for her to pull a sword and like half this Porsche in half. It looks like an anime stormtrooper. And I'm pretty sure that's the action camera again, which is probably less obnoxious than the previous one. I gotta say, the car drives so weirdly. Like, would I really drive like this, where I don't really drift and then you know, at the end of the corner I start drifting, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't drift. I mean, maybe he lost his grip because he drove onto the sidewalk, but it's kind of weird to me that he like grips first and then he gets like a drift at the end of it. Yeah, maybe it's just an oversteer effect, but he didn't have it here, for example, so I feel like he pulled the handbrake. Obviously, if you drift, you get some extra nitrous again. And that's just gonna be fun. You know, being able to drive on top. Now we get cops during the day, I just realized. Heat level 5 during the day as well. Those are the same checkpoints that they used in Heat, by the way. They just changed the coloring. And then they cut off right before the cops would have dealt with you. Game looks really good though, I gotta say. Like, graphically, I'm impressed. As I said, with the exception of the characters. I think the cartoony characters was the unnecessary part. I like the effects on the cars, like it makes the image feel very alive. But yeah, really not sure why he's drifting around the corners. It doesn't seem very fast. At the end of the day, after some time trials, you're gonna know exactly what the fastest way to move is gonna be. We'll see. Alright, I think that's that. For me, it's gonna be November 29th when I'll be playing the game. Like, he's a good-looking guy, man. Like, just put him into the game as he is. You know, I don't think it's necessary to have the comic effect. Obviously, that's not gonna change now, last minute. But I found it unnecessary. But other than that, I gotta say I'm kind of excited.